What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So today we're answering one of the questions I get a lot on the live stream. It's, which is better on Titania for a helmet? Neutron Star or Thermal Sunder? This is a question I probably get like once to twice every single live stream because I'm using Neutron Star Titania so much to run through these speedrunning fissure missions. So we'll be doing a live gameplay commentary today. One of the missions are going to be with Neutron Star, the other one will be a Thermal Sunder. I'm going to show you the pros and cons of each of these two helmet ability options on Titania. At the end of the day, they're both really, really good, to be honest. And whichever one you want to use, after I show you the pros and cons, should be the one that you do use, because really, you can have both of these in your squad and you'll be getting the mission done really, really quick. So, before we get into it though, make sure you're still this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Also check out the live stream channel. I'll be live tomorrow at the Game Awards with that Dagath Twitch drop and all that kind of stuff. I'll also be live with the other drops later in the week too. Alright, so let's go over what I'm talking about though today, because maybe some of you guys don't understand what I'm talking about. So we're using the Titania frame, Titania Prime, and the big focus of this is we speed running fissure missions with her Razor Wing ability. We turn to an Arc Wing basically in any mission, and as we fly around we can cast abilities. Some abilities we can cast, we can use helmet abilities, basically from the helmet chair in the back of our ship. We can transfer the ability from one frame to the other. And for this first example, we've got Null Star from Nova. And we've got a special augment mod for Null Star Nova. I've got a full build video on this if you want to check it out. But we've got Rocket Swarm Titania with Neutron Star Augment. On recast, remaining particles will seek out enemies, dealing 240 heat damage with a guaranteed heat status effect. Doubles the search radius. The search radius also doubles, whatever that's supposed to mean. So basically that means we can just detonate these little null stars whenever we want to by pressing the button again. So that's the idea of this. We're going to run through the mission, blowing up the null stars as fast as possible and killing all the enemies and getting all the loot. And then the other option we're going to have here that we're going to be competing with is to be Thermal Sunder. This build is going to be focused on the helmet ability of Gauss, which can emit a wave of heat all around them, or a wave of cold if they want to do that instead. And that wave is an instant wave of fire, so it can kill enemies really quickly. And that also goes through walls, too. It's quite nice. So let's first start off with Rocket Swarm. We'll see how that goes, keeping in mind that this ability does not go entirely through walls. It only goes through walls for about 5 meters. So let's get in there, and I'll start talking about the pros and cons. We're going to go to a public matchmaking fissure, just so we can be that guy playing Titania with a nuke build. When you're doing these kinds of missions as Titania, look for like low-level captures and exterminates. That'll mean you can just fly in there and, you know, kill everything really fast, because they'll be low level. Okay, so starting off with the pros of Null Star. The biggest pro of Null Star versus Thermal Sunder, guys, is that Null Star can destroy containers and boxes. That means that Null Star is going to be giving you indirectly more resources and credits, I guess, too, than the player using Thermal Sunder would ever get. Because the way it works is I use the Null Star, I push the button twice, so on controller it's probably more annoying than on mouse and keyboard, because there's a lot of bumper presses or whatever on controller. But the second time I press it, the Null Star detonates in an area, destroying all boxes. So right here, this container right here, I'm going to use Null Star. The box is open. The loot in that box is now mine. I mean, it's only 37 credits, but still. So if we can just keep doing that over the course of the mission, just spamming the ability. As you see, when we get close to an enemy, they also die. Now, we did get on a kind of unlucky here. Looks like this guy already captured the target, so can't really do much about that in public matchmaking. If he captured the target before everyone loaded in, we're likely not going to get enough reacted here, but as you can see, we fly around no problem. We have complete control over when we detonate this too. The orbs will slowly fly away at enemies, but after you tap the button, all the remaining orbs do detonate, which can be a decent chunk of damage, and as I stated, also can be a box open for those resources. So, as you can see right there, this Iatan Star, no one on the team grabbed that until I came over and detonated it with Neutron Star. That box is now open, the Cyan Star is exposed, we have it now. So that is the way you can look at it. You can get indirectly more endo, more credits, and more resources while doing this. But, like I said earlier, the extra button press, we have to push this button twice to detonate this. Over time, it will get kind of annoying, or it might get annoying to you, maybe it won't get annoying to everybody. So yeah, versus Thermal Sunder, where we're only pushing the button when we're nearby enemies, and we're also, you only have to press it once per, damage instance. That's where the convenience of having to press less buttons can really come into play. So it looks like we are getting some reacted here, that's nice. But as you can see, I'm looking at my loot radar here. I'm running the loot radar augment mod, or aura mod. Lets me see the loot on the map from further away. That's part of what I'm doing right now. So as you can see, I'm flying to these rooms that there's not really any enemies in, but I'm still detonating my Neutron Star to get all this extra loot along the way. So over the course of this mission, if you use this build a lot over time, these resources really do add up. And also, I mean, it technically does open the boxes for my teammates too, but if they're already ahead, they're not going to be going back for to get these resources. So, yeah, every box is basically opened. We go in here, open that box too. So yeah, all that stuff just adds up. One of the reasons why I recommend Neutron Star over Thermal Sunder for the purposes of, you know, everyday mission play. For just relics alone, yeah, you can just go Thermal Sunder because the enemies are going to die quicker to that. And as you can see, all that stuff added up. We got, you know, 188 Oxium, we got a Cyan Star, we got all these little resources here and there. I don't really need those as much, but to someone that does need those resources, I mean, you do that every single mission, you're going to be rolling in nanospores and all this stuff that you might not have a ton of. We're just waiting for our random public matchmaking teammate. This is how you play. This is how you play Titania. You waited extraction for the last guy to get here. So that's a quick run through with Neutron Star. We'll do a run with Thermal Sunder on the same mission afterwards. Once Billy finds out where the extraction is. He's only 4 rooms away on the second fastest frame in the squad, but it's all good. You know, we all start somewhere. He's looking for that reactant. So, yeah. So some other things about Neutron Star that are quite nice. These are guaranteed heat proc projectiles. So that means with the Archon Vitality mod, which we do have equipped right now, it's a guaranteed double heat proc. So I would recommend running Archon Vitality on these builds if you have them. Also, we'll be running it on the Thermal Sunder build too. That guy's complaining that we didn't get off extraction. What, should we all get off extraction so you can get the common part too, dude? You had plenty of time. Don't complain to us. You should be on Titania. You should have already been there. You should already have the reactant, man. I think I loaded in after that guy and he's complaining. Look at that though. 81 crates opened. That's compared to everyone else. I got more box kills than everyone else put together. So that's one way you could look at it. Of course, the enemies do die as well to Neutron Star. It is less. I think it's less damage per hit though compared to Thermal Sunder. Let's go ahead and do a live run through with Thermal Sunder. Hopefully, we don't get that guy on our team again, waiting in like 4 rooms away. Oh, nice! He instantly left. I'm sure that he thought we were the problem, too. Alright, so that is Neutron Star. So yeah, pretty decent damage. Not as much damage as Thermal Sunder. Let's go ahead and use Thermal Sunder now. The build differences are going to be... Mainly we're having more range here. The Neutron Stars will actually seek down enemies through wall, or across the room, because they're homing. So I don't have as much range on that build. For this one, we have to actually be in the radius of the enemies dying. We still got Arcane Steadfast and Arcane Energized to keep our energy maintained. We've got a decent amount of range and strength. Now, you could actually probably max out this overextended to be fair, but a decent amount of range and strength on here. This build is not meant for Steel Path, like, at all. It's meant for normal path. So keep that in mind, that you're not going to be nuking down Steel Path with this. If you can, you press a bunch of abilities, but yeah, the main thing here is just to be going through, like, level, like, 30 or under fissure missions, just nuking it all down with, like, 1 button press. So let's see if that mission we just did is still up. The capture mission... Capture missions can sometimes have some kind of weird reactant spawns like that guy just dealt with, but as long as we don't spawn it after the capture target gets captured, maybe we can have a chance here. So let's see if we got it. Now, for this one, you will notice immediately how much less resources we're getting from doing this. We will kill the normal enemies really fast, but unless the enemies are dropping the resources themselves, we're getting less loot from the mission overall. But we're pushing less buttons too, so that can be nice for people's hands. Alright, so we go ahead and we get our Metarai Void Dash going, and we just fly towards the objective. So as you can see, all these boxes right here, I cannot kill these boxes. But when the enemies are not corrupted, I can Thermal Sunder them down in like one shot, basically. If you're playing Titania in a mission like this, please wait for the enemies to get corrupted before you kill them. So you can see right there, the Archon Vitality giving that second heat proc, very nice for killing these, more armored targets. But like, look at all these boxes right now. To me, as someone that plays Neutron Star all the time, I can go crazy seeing all these boxes. This is just potential resources and loot that I'm not getting. That guy's actually manually opening the boxes. Like, don't go back to the Stone Age like that guy. You can open these boxes in 1 button press, okay? I pushed the button too early there. So, with all this power, you have to be really careful. Additionally, I've got a special setting turned on too. If you're using Thermal Sunder on Titania, go to your controllers, go to Invert, Hold, Tap, go to Gauss, and click Inverted. This will work on the Helmet ability of Thermal Sunder. If you look at Titania, it's default, but on Gauss, it's inverted. That means you can do the Heat Wave of Thermal Sunder in 1 button press and not hold it down. If you hold down the button, it will be the Cold Wave with this control setup. With Tap, it's the Heat Wave, which is... Heat is usually better damage than cold. Like, usually a lot. So that's the idea of today's setup. It's not like this is a build that is like brand new. I've been using this for a while, but I'm just showing you what Neutron Star versus Thermal Sunder is. So I just flew past an Iatan Star there. I'm probably missing out on like 2 Iatan Stars, I'd say, from not using Neutron here. And it looks like that guy's opening every box. I would have been saving his time too. Don't want to have your teammate wasting their time opening every little box when you could have opened it for them with 1 button, or technically 2 button presses. So I'm doing that typical Titania thing right now, just flying past all the enemies, killing them, not even caring about it. And there's Neutron Star. So you get the trade-off of quicker enemy kills, but no box opening potential at all, versus Neutron Star, which is, you know, medium enemy killing speed, but you can open boxes effortlessly. And depending on the tile too, for missions like the Void, there's so many box containers to open up, and there can be actually pretty valuable stuff in there, that Neutron Star in the Void is a must-use in my opinion. For a mission like this, whatever you want to run, you know, it's not like the resources that are dropping here are exactly very good. I mean, so compared to the last, how many Oxium did I get last run? I got a lot of Oxium. Somehow still got a Cyan Star, so that's good. But yeah, that's what it really comes down to, you guys. The amount of resources you're getting, the amount of time it takes to kill an enemy, those are the things you're looking at when you are dealing with Neutron Star versus Thermal Sunder. And in the end, which one do I think is the best? I think whichever one that you like is the best. I gave you the information of what criteria is making each of them better in certain situations. To me, Neutron Star is better because I run so many Void missions. I run so many missions where there's just containers everywhere. Getting that extra resources over time really matters to me. It can also help, you know, when just finding loot in the environment. But if I was more only caring about the relic drops themselves, like only if I was in a squad of 4 people, it's like, okay, we only care about the relic drops, extra loot along the way does not matter at all, then Thermal Sunder is probably going to be better in that situation too, because it goes through walls a lot more reliably. It's not just 5 meters like the Neutron Star. And it's also got pretty good damage too. With this damage on this build, about 1250 damage from 1 shot of it, and of course it does 2 heat procs, so it's going to melt most enemies. Oh, also, as far as the Archon Shards, I'm saving some Archon Shards for the Whispers in the Wall update, but currently I've only got 2 Archon Shard Tau Shards on her for casting speed. Casting speed is very, very helpful with Neutron Star and Thermal Sunder, so make sure you got that on there if you don't have it already. In the past, I had some Duration Shard. I had a Duration Shard here for some more Neutron Star, because the amount of duration you have gives you more stars, and I've also had some Energy Shards on her too. But for right now, she doesn't even need it, so just use Arcane Steadfast, Preparation, Energize, you have those. And yeah, hopefully this video was interesting and helpful to some of you guys out there. And hopefully answered your question, too, of which one is better. They're both really good. Neutron's better for box breaking and killing. Or, it's better for box breaking, but Thermal's better for just enemies alone. So I'll see you guys in the next video. See you in the Game Awards tomorrow. Let's hope that that Whispers of the Wall update is juicy. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.